Are you ready for some legal L's for the Trump administration, wins for the people? It's almost 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm on my way to bed. But I said the people deserve to hear some great news. And I've recorded this video 9 times. Every single time I'm about to hit publish, there's something new for us. So today's something new for us is a judge told Donald Trump, no, we will not be delaying the $5.2 million that you owe E. Jean Carroll for abusing her. And also, we know on June 29th, the Supreme Court denied Donald Trump's request to interfere in that case. That's a state case, babes. Go pay their money. E. Jean attach and put a lien on his property. You know, she's also owed about $82 million for a defamation case, but that's in litigation right now. He's appealing that. Of course, you know, last week, the big news is that the United States Supreme Court affirmed, meaning upheld birthright citizenship. The Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that that's been the law forever. We've practiced it for years and years and years. And Ketanji Brown Jackson wrote an excellent concurrent opinion where she laid out the facts and provided context. So that's a win. We also have a win in mail-in ballots. In Mississippi, they had a law that says we're going to count ballots received after Election Day, so long as they're postmarked by Election Day. And the Supreme Court said that's great. It's a 6-3 decision. Yay. Let's Cook is the Federal Reserve Board, the first Black woman in the 100 years history of the Federal Reserve Board to be a Board of Reserve governor. Donald Trump fired her. So the Supreme Court upheld that he cannot fire her while her case continues. I think she's going to win ultimately, so she's going to get to keep her job. That's great. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals is the 5th Court of Appeals that decide that Donald Trump's detention policy is against the law and it's in violation of Immigration and Nationality Act practice and procedures. Because what they usually do is if you've been in this country over 2 years and you have no active removal order and you have no like criminal anything, that they usually do this thing called alternative to detention and let you go free. So Donald Trump made everyone illegal by changing the rules via executive order, via policy paper, via comment and memo. And so several circuits have said no. There's, I think, 2 that's allowing it. So now we have a split. He's asked the Supreme Court to review that. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, for the 11th and 10th time, Rhode Island and Pennsylvania cases kicked out. Donald Trump keeps going to these states asking for the voter rolls. He applied, or he targeted 30. Sadly, some of you who live in red states, they gave up your voter information and it went into that saved database that I told you last time got cut because it wasn't properly formed. It violates all sorts of rules, privacy rules. It's out of there. I hear that it's been shut down. So for the 11th time, a attempt for him to get access to a state voter rolls by suing that state was dismissed. It was Rhode Island was the 11th and Pennsylvania was the 10th. That includes Maryland, my state, and then several of them I talked about before. Look it up. I don't have the list right now. Pentagon. Pete Hegseth had tried to create a brand new requirement to require journalists and members of the media to have an escort while they're in Pentagon. Apparently, it's because somebody saw his little secret makeup room in his office and snitched. Not First Amendment. So the New York Times, which had sued, was granted a preliminary injunction to say y'all can still do whatever while the case continues. You don't have to have an escort. And most likely, they're going to win on First Amendment grounds. So I'll keep you updated to that. John Brennan, who is a former CIA director, is being targeted for this administration. They're looking for something to charge him with. So proactively, he sued. And he's like, preserve all the documents and records because when y'all come from me, y'all finally file whatever the hell y'all gonna file. I need to make sure during the discovery stage, I can get access to that stuff. So he fortunately got Judge Gia Cobb as his judge. So that's good news. I always say that Donald Trump's always trying to seize assets from the blue states or the sanctuary states, and he did it again. They tried to freeze access to the Hudson River renovation, whatever project in New York, and a federal judge granted their request to release those funds because it had already been allocated and there had to be plans for it. And these jokers they don't learn. They're whack-a-mole. They just keep doing it. When we're done, we calculate the amount of destruction and money. Anyway, I digress. We also have good news in the form of BBC. I talked about this before. Donald Trump does lawfare. He just sues with no really intention of really following through. For example, when he sued Michael Cohen for royalties in his book, because Michael Cohen wrote a book and included some stuff with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's like, I owe you some royalties. He dropped out of that case the day before he had to sit for a deposition. He dropped the case. He's not serious. So BBC was like, okay, you want to sue? And you're suing because BBC took two statements he made on January 6th and put them together, even though they're 1 hour apart. Whatever, we still know you're a buster. So Donald Trump sued for defamation. So BBC was like, oh, you're going to sue for defamation? I need all your recordings, your memos, everything that you did around January 6th. I need your financial statements because you're saying this impacted you negatively, even though you won the election. Even though, if you ask me, you don't really have a reputation to try to defend. Your whole Trump business is just a joke. So get out of here. Anyway, so they didn't provide it. I learned later on that BBC had been part of Discovery Change, given Donald Trump's lawyers 47,000 documents. And Donald Trump and them gave 0. So you know what that means. They've also asked to have the case just thrown out because they said this was in Great Britain, not the United States. It never aired in the United States. And you're out of jurisdiction. So we'll see if that gets tossed out. I think it will. You already know that Kennedy Center, his name came down, and the judge was like, why is the scaffolding still up? I don't know if they answered the question, but what they did do is they confirmed, indeed, that they they squeezed out Representative Beatty, they took out the president, they approved Donald Trump's name on it, and it was when he was already out the door, like they already had planned this stuff. Because how you approve it one day and it's up the next day? Clearly, you did that before, so they confirmed and like confessed to all of that. So I'll keep you updated when that scaffolding comes down. You guys know I was there with all those other people waiting for it to come down, but he was embarrassed. He didn't want to see his name off of it and get a win. So it's a different now. Housing and Urban Development tried to create a brand new rule regarding homeless population, people who have grants to serve the homeless population. They put in some new rules to exclude, I guess, trans people, to exclude, people who might not have status here. Like, so you want to stop people who are helping our unhoused population get funding because of your cultural bullshit against people that represent less than 1% of the population and who are doing nothing. That's all they're doing. We want healthcare. We want decent wages. We want housing security. We would like childcare. We want our government to work for us, not to do these stupid culture wars. That's all they got. That's all they have for these people. Like they said, Master, that's all he's doing. That's it. Like just punishing the people he told them to hate. Meanwhile, he's doing absolutely nothing for them, actually making their lives worse. But I digress. That's a video for another day. So let me see if I have any other wins. Oh, I told you about the detention problem. So there's been like 14,000 migrants that go up to judges who do not should not be detained, and they've gotten off. There is a newspaper called Politico that is tracking all these, and so Politico said they're up to 14,000. So check that out. Now, I did not put screens. I normally put what's they called, screenshots for these things I'm telling you on the screen, but for purposes of just getting this out to you, I did not. But if you would like to get those, they are in my in the receipts library. So if you're a member of my paid YouTube, Patreon, or Substack community, and you got your password already, you can just go in there and see all of the actual receipts. Anyone else, it's Googleable, it's chattable. You can find out for sure, and that these wins were the wins. So that's great. I hope you feel great. I hope you feel good hearing all this news. I love giving you good news. Shady, each one teach one. Share this video so more people know. You know what I have for you tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm going to promote my new civics, 15-minute civics lesson. And I have something about myself personally I'm going to share tomorrow as well. And what else? And some recent congressional hearings that are just so juicy. I'm behind in sharing those. I love those. So I'm going to listen to some and throw them up for you. I know you can't wait. I can't either. So JJ Legal, each one teach one. Share this news so more people know. Go to JJ Legal memberships to sign up to get those access to receipts. Oh, if you would like a freebie, a free Trump survival kit in exchange for email, that's also on my website. So go get that too as well. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.